topics and opinions expressed in the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Barry G. Fowler, EA, brings you Tax Talk for You right here on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. As an enrolled agent and a national leader in tax resolution, as well as trucker, bookkeeping, and tax planning with over 30 years of experience, Barry will break down taxes, bookkeeping, tax planning, and tax relief for individuals and businesses just like you. So let's have some Tax Talk for You with your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome, man. Another great day. It's a great way to start off a week is joining here with me at Tax Talk for You. Hey, you can make sure you catch every single episode, and if you've missed one, you can go and hear the podcasts as well if you just go to taxtalk4you.com. Hey, today's one of those days where you come in and you're ready to go and get things started, and everything that can go wrong does go wrong. Realized today that I had a very sick dog at home, so decided I needed to get that dog first thing this morning to the vet, and I'm going to work from home and do this program from home, and we're 5-10 minutes from showtime, and realize that I forgot to set up the camera. I forgot to set up the microphones. I forgot to be ready to go give you a great show. So, little things go wrong. You jump through those hurdles, you get it all done in those 10 minutes. And now it's like, hey, we've got to answer these questions for people that have messages in. So, if you ever have questions during the week, we love to build our shows around questions that our listeners want to know about. And the biggest question we've been getting in the last few weeks, and it's people that, hey, realizing they're coming to the end of the year, they don't have their bookkeeping or their accounting and stuff done. And what software should I use? Well, let's start off, accounting software or bookkeeping software at a minimum should be tracking your financial transactions to record and produce a profit and loss to help you improve your business finances, to help you track and figure out ways to improve your overall cash flow. The core functions of the bookkeeping software should be, general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, to be able to do bank reconciliations, maybe track your bank transactions, purchase orders, payment reminders, maybe even payroll services. There's a lot of industries out there that would need something that's customizable for financial management functions, such as software that's needed for nonprofits for fund accounting, or job costing for construction firms, or compliance for government contractors. And then there's different ways of being able to conduct your accounting process, such as single or double entry accounting. We're not going to get into that part. That takes many courses and understanding of the different accounting processes when the software does things like that seamlessly behind the scenes. So, what key features would you be looking for in your bookkeeping software? We can break it down into common areas that are found in almost all bookkeeping softwares. Some of them might be industry specific. So most software is going to have all your core accounting, covers revenue, expense tracking, create your financial reports, including your cash flow statement, your accounts receivable aging, your general ledger, your accounts payable, all these things would basically be in your core accounting system. You may have payroll. And if you're doing payroll, you may decide you need it right within the software. And it could be a payroll system that's embedded into QuickBooks or Xero or FreshBooks, or one of the many softwares that's out there to help you manage employee compensation, calculate your wage calculation, direct deposits, check printing, your federal tax payments, your federal tax forms, all that are needed through payroll. Your bookkeeping or accounting should include billing and invoicing, so you can pay bills and send invoices. All these things should be in there. Also calculate your sales tax if you haven't to charge sales tax, collected and pay it, and then track your customer payments via credit card or bank transactions. All software should have the ability to be able to do bank reconciliations, even importing your bank records, sometimes in real time. And then systems can attempt to auto match bank and accounting records. So you have those features out there. Now, other features that are available may be purchase orders, where you create the financial document issued to vendors when you're buying supplies or services, especially if you're doing job costing out there. You may need purchase orders so you can apply it to the right job. And those purchase orders will include such things as product type, quantity, and pricing. So that's another item that you might be looking for in your software. Maybe you track inventory, so you need inventory management. So inventory be tracked as a current asset on the balance sheet, and then as it's used, it's going to track the cost of goods sold on the income statement as an expense. So those are the things that you might be looking for in your software. Now, the most common additional features requested by people looking for bookkeeping or accounting software is, of course, the payroll we discussed, inventory control, invoicing, job costing, your purchase orders, your bank reconciliations, order management, cash management, estimating, and then last but not least, budgeting. Now, a lot of the software has budgeting in it, but not very many people use it. So people are not necessarily looking for software that has the budgeting functions out there. But a lot of times they're looking for integrations as well. And it could be everything from credit card acceptance to that payroll integration, maybe some kind of advanced reporting or stronger inventory tracking. So you've got to look at all those things. But if you can find it in the software that you're choosing, sometimes that software works better for you based on your needs to make running your business easy as possible. Now, a lot of places are not going to be on desktop. Most are now going to be online. And so you're looking at services from different software companies that are online, not on your desktop or your laptop. And so you may be looking at the different softwares that are out there, such as Striven, which I've not heard of before. When I started doing research on the best bookkeeping software that's available, and Striven was best for service-based industries, or Dynamics 365, which was best for Microsoft integration, or Zoho Books, best for growing companies. NetSuite, it's a good software, not something I'm really recommending. We'll go through some of this as we go through this program. Sage Intacct, it's best for multiple entities. So if you're running 2 or 3 entities and they roll up into one, Sage Intacct might be the best way to go. Custom Books is considered to be the best for CPAs, which means it's going to be a little more complicated for you to be using without the knowledge of being a certified public accountant or a very experienced accountant. FreshBooks is considered best for freelancers. QuickBooks Online, they're saying, is best for online sellers and independent retailers. And my favorite software, and I'll explain later as we go through this, is Xero. It's considered to be the best overall. And I would give them a 5-star rating out of 5 as well. A lot of times people are asking me, and hey, I've seen this software or that software. Should I use this one? This one's a little bit less expensive. This one's a little bit more. Can I get away with using something that is cheaper or expensive? Or can I just do this in a spreadsheet? Well, doing it in a spreadsheet is really considered to be a single entry transaction. So all you're doing is taking and putting down a list of all your expenses. So you may take a spreadsheet and put across the top the different categories that you may be deciding you wanted to track. And on the left side going down, you're putting the date of the transaction and you're putting all the transactions in. Hopefully you've got an column for revenue. So you put in all your revenues and then your expenses are all going down here and then you total. Are you sure you got everything? You sure you didn't miss anything? There's no bank reconciliation in a spreadsheet. So is that the right way to go? No, I would say it's not the right way to go, even if you're a small business. Now, what's going to be the right way? Let's take a look at some of these other softwares like FreshBooks or Zoho Books right after this quick break.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. If you owe the IRS or are going through an IRS audit, don't go at it alone. Call Taxation Solutions Tax Relief at 888-930-1016. We are your solution for IRS debts, audits, back taxes, garnishments, liens, and levies. Whether you're an individual or business, you need a solution and a strong, aggressive tax resolution. Don't let the IRS walk all over you. Stop the IRS now. Call 888-930-1016 or go to taxationsolutions.net now for a free, no obligation consultation. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, look, if you had trouble with your books, maybe you didn't file your taxes correctly and you owe the IRS money now. Maybe you've gone through an audit and you couldn't support anything because maybe you were using that spreadsheet and you didn't capture all the revenues that you had coming in, or maybe you didn't capture all your expenses and you need to have representation either in an audit, or you lost the audit and now you owe a bunch of money, or you just didn't get any advice whatsoever and you owe the IRS money. Hey, give Taxation Solutions Tax Relief a call at 888-930-1016. Again, 888-930-1016. That being said, and you're looking for that software that you need to help you in your business, and somebody's recommended FreshBooks. FreshBooks, it is good for freelancers, independent contractors, solo entrepreneurs, even maybe a micro business, maybe with 2 to 5. You might find the software useful for invoicing, time, maybe expense tracking. But getting the reports out of FreshBooks that you need may not be the right software. They're not as easily customizable. It's very limited in what you can customize out there. There's no bulk invoice creation. So if you're somebody that has people that you need to send invoices out in bulk and similar, it's really hard to do. Reporting does have 20 built-in reports that they have created to help you monitor your financial health, like the profit and loss, general ledger, balance sheet, etc. But some of the comparisons and customizations that you may want in your business may not be the right tool for you. I do know that FreshBooks, you can also accept credit card payments and ACH bank transactions right there in the software. So maybe that could be an advantage for you. It does allow reoccurring invoices and customizable payment terms. Starting price runs about $21 a month. So not bad for a starting price that's out there. It does limit some of the services and everything you can do, but they do allow you to go out there and try a demo. The other one that we were going to look at is Zoho Books, and considered to be best for growing companies. It supports businesses operating in different countries. Now, most small businesses that are operating here, you're not going to be operating in different countries, and you're not doing extensive with multi-currencies or currencies or multi-language capabilities. And it does integrate, and you have to use other payment gateways like Stripe, PayPal, Square. So you have some flexibility in payment acceptance, but again, are those the right way you wanted to go? And if you're looking to expand your business and operate internationally, Zoho is definitely known for its scalability and the plans that they have. They do offer a free version to some very advanced options for mid-size enterprises. And each one will allow you to add so many users out there. So it does have a client portal for sales and purchase approvals. It's going to integrate again with dozens of Zoho products and time tracking. Do see that it does have some difficulty in modifying invoices, and your time tracking has to be tied to projects. And it also has a maximum of 10 users, which usually in small business is probably not that big of a deal. So, those are two of the softwares that are out there. We've looked at some other ones, and we're going to keep going through these other softwares that are out there. And sometimes doing it yourself isn't the way that you really need to go. You miss things. It's nice to have somebody that you are working with that that you can count on. So like if you're in the trucking industry, a company like Trucker Tax Tools, truckertaxtools.com, that works exclusively with truckers and helps truckers with their bookkeeping and their taxes. They not only go through and do your bookkeeping, but they're looking for transactions that you might be missing, expenses you might be missing in the trucking industry, and to get you to minimize the taxes that you pay and allow you to maximize your profits. Because in a business, your profit's not just necessarily your bottom line, but it's your bottom line after tax. So if you are customizing and making your bottom line be such that it's a larger number, and let's just say it's $100,000, and you're going to pay tax as a sole proprietor on that, you could be paying upwards of 40% tax. That's 15.3% for Social Security and Medicare, and 25% for the federal income tax. And then add state income tax on top of that. So maybe you're getting closer to 45% or something. Well, 45 cents over every dollar that you lower that is coming out of the tax money. So it's lowering the tax burden. So if you were able to find even $1,000 in savings, it saves you $450 to $500 just right there on the top because of the savings on taxes. So it does help your bottom line because of the savings in taxes as well. And so you don't really want to miss expenses. So having somebody on your side like Trucker Tax Tools for the trucking industry becomes extremely important. And in this day and age of people wanting to be a do-it-yourselfer, sometimes do-it-yourselfer is one that's going to cost you more money. And when you're working with Trucker Tax Tools, your bookkeeping fee, your tax fee is all deductible for your business out there as an expense because it is a professional that you are hiring to do this for you in your business. So you'll be able to take advantage of being able to write that off as a business expense as well. And if you need bookkeeping, I know we are throwing in some free bookkeeping for you for 2025 to get you current. But you got to give us a call at 877-966-2477. Again, 877-966-2477. Have some great plans for you so you don't have to do it yourself. You can spend more time with your family and less working on your books. And the last thing anybody wants to do when they get home from traveling across this country, transporting goods like you do in the trucking industry, is to sit down and start working on bookkeeping. So give us a call there at 877-966-2477. Hey, one of the other software out there that you could use is Custom Books. Now, it's formerly Accounting Suite. It's usually best for CPAs and small to mid-sized businesses. When you have anywhere from 500 to 500 employees, it's going to automate a lot of routine tasks like tax filing, reconciliation, report generation, account allocations. It's going to allow you to focus on higher value activities for clients through strategic advising and tax planning. And that's mainly for CPAs. It starts at $19 a month. However, the business plan is $99. And $99 a month is considered to be the best option if you're invoicing and billing. And however, their user interface is crowded. It's tricky to navigate. So it's going to be a little bit harder to manage, but it does include inventory management and time tracking if you're looking for that. There are no additional costs besides their subscription fee, and multiple modes at once via tabs. So you can do tabs there and be able to do different modules right there in the software. It does not have a mobile app, and it's going to be less efficient with high volume transactions. And I think it really gets pricey at $99 a month or more. And if you're not a CPA, I don't recommend, or a professional bookkeeper that's running for many clients, I don't recommend this software at all to you. So, those are the kind of things that you want to definitely look at and possibly stay away. Hey, we're going to go through QuickBooks and what it offers after this break. We'll do that coming up.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. As an owner-operator, you already spend too much time away from your family. Trucker Tax Tools handles all your bookkeeping and taxes no matter what level trucker you are. Life on the road can be taxing, but that doesn't mean that your wallet or time with your family should suffer. Trucker Tax Tools makes your life run smoothly. Go to truckertaxtools.com for a free guide that will give you the tools to never worry about your taxes again. Call Trucker Tax Tools at 877-966-2477 or go to truckertaxtools.com now and let the experts keep you trucking. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome back. We're talking about bookkeeping and tax software for you if you're a do-it-yourselfer. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer, then definitely get some help in finding a good bookkeeping tax firm that, like Trucker Tax Tools, if you're in the trucking industry, to help you get the most and save the most on your taxes, minimize the tax, maximize your profit, keep more money in your pocket year in and year out, because that is, at the end of the day, is the goal. And you being a trucker, if you're out there, or even any small business person, at the end of the day, it's what you're left with at the end of the month is where you're looking at helping yourself and helping your business grow. Now, how do you minimize the taxes and the hit at the end of the year is through good, solid bookkeeping. Just like Trucker Tax Tools offers to truckers out there, you need somebody that can actually work and knows your industry to maximize your profits for you and your business. Now, is QuickBooks Online the best way to go? I know QuickBooks is moving away from the desktop, trying to get everybody to online. QuickBooks Desktop used to be my favorite. I would never have moved away, and they're slowly trying to get everybody off of QuickBooks Desktop into QuickBooks Online, and the prices continue to go up and skyrocket. When you're using QuickBooks and you're using QuickBooks Online, it can get pricey. And I've seen people choose the right and the wrong programs within QuickBooks and what level they need, and they're paying way more than they should be to be able to get the information that they need, and then having to pay somebody to come back in and fix it because it got complicated. But QuickBooks does offer bank feeds and a reconciliation tool. And, they say it's ideal for companies with a lean back office staff and a high transaction volume. That's saying you can get it set up the right way, and that you can unify the data from checking, savings, merchants, credit card accounts, all into their one live dashboard. Now, if you can get all that set up and then track it, yes, that might work out for you. However, after linking your credit card and your checking accounts, and they automatically import cleared transactions into the banking tab daily, it's going to go into one transaction queue, and you've got to go through then and match and categorize and exclude items in that transaction queue. But sometimes it gets convoluted. Sometimes you've got multiple transactions that you've done. And if you're not going through and using the reconciliation function, you can end up with balances that are completely off within QuickBooks. The nice part about it, if you've been using QuickBooks, it does keep your historical data. And using that historical data when you're importing transactions, it will auto suggest any categories and matches against existing bills and invoices. So there's some nice things in this software that allows you to cut some corners out there. But again, I don't believe this software is a do-it-yourselfer software. This is more of having a accountant or bookkeeper that is going through the QuickBooks, looking over your shoulder and making sure that things are done right. And then you've got to make sure your links to your accounts are continue to be active month over month, so that you don't ever lose that connection. And when you do, you get it put back, and then making sure that you're not importing a second or third or fourth transaction for that same amount, just in case the system misses it. QuickBooks does have some rules and a reconciliation view that's going to let you automate repetitive transactions. and classifications. Like, you basically, you'll take every Stripe deposit as sales income. But if you have something that differs from that, you may not be able to record it that way. So it's different things you've got to look at. And then the reconciliation view aligns each transaction with a corresponding bank entry, flagging duplicates, anything that might be mismatched, and then putting those items for review. So if you don't know how to go through and do that, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So you may have to click back and forth between invoices, bank records, and everything else. I do like QuickBooks because you've always been able to drill down and see journals and audit history, detailed payment logs, and in their system, you can see what has actually been reconciled as well. Now, their subscription cost typically starts at $38 a user per month. So if you've got multiple people using the software, you're now talking about $38 each user that you have. And the price has continued to go up year over year. And in my opinion, it has gotten too high for what we're getting out of the software. Now, we talked about a couple other software out there, and I'm going to run through one or two other ones before we get to our highly recommended software that we recommend. And that's Sage Intacct, and it's best for multiple entities. It gives you consolidated financial reporting modules. So if you're not running multiple entities, it's not something you want to get into. The price on this starts at almost $8,580 a year, plus $2,880 a user a year. So for small businesses, Sage Intacct is not what you're going to be looking for. This is going to be a bigger company or companies that need to be able to fully customize with reports, be able to integrate reports together and consolidate them across the different entities that are out there. So I don't recommend this unless you are a larger company. You can avoid that across the board. The other one I say avoid for a small business is Dynamics 365. They consider this to be an ERP solution combining finance with operations, sales, customer service, all in their familiar Microsoft ecosystem. I've never used it. I've looked at the free trial of Business Central. It does have some customizing that you can do, but you're going to have extensive training to be able to use this. So it's not something that I highly recommend that you jump into doing. It's one of those that, as I look at it, it's not the software that is for small businesses overall. Now, what is the software that is overall the best, in my opinion, for a small business, medium-sized business, maybe a business just getting off the ground and starting? What's going to provide you the most opportunity to modify, use, and make work across the board? And for us and for our recommendation, it is Xero. When I look at Xero, it gives you a complete package. Now, some of the stuff you've got to use and do, but in a business itself for accounting and bookkeeping, that includes the basic features everybody should be looking for. just to get started off the top. General ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, reporting, bank transactions, and purchase orders, payment reminders, and now they'll have integrated payroll services as well.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. As an owner-operator, you already spend too much time away from your family. Stop spending time doing paperwork. Go to truckertaxtools.com, a solution built specifically for truckers. Truckertaxtools.com makes your life run smoothly. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, I told you it was one of those days. My computer got unplugged. I kicked the cord, and all of a sudden the battery shut down. So, hey, at least we're back. We're talking about this fun stuff of accounting software. I think my computer didn't like the discussion of accounting and bookkeeping software. It doesn't want to work online, I think, is what it came down to. It wants a desktop version, something that I can sit here and manipulate, not be required to be on Wi-Fi or be on the internet. But anyway, we're talking about Xero's software and what I consider to be the best overall. Their invoicing module gives you plenty of customization options. It can, you can tweak it with fonts and has some invoice templates, which are kind of advanced for you if you're doing invoicing. It takes a little extra effort to set them up, but the flexibility is really nice. You can use Microsoft Word to format those invoices however you like. You can add images, adjusting colors, instead of being stuck with something that's pre-built out there. And yes, it takes a little time to do it, but it's really easy. And then once it's there, you have that file for future use. Xero also makes reoccurring invoices simple. So if you had a business where you need to do reoccurring invoicing, whether it's monthly, weekly, Xero makes it simple. And you just need to set the start date, end date, pick the customer, add the lines, and then you can also send automated invoice reminders, and then choose whether to save drafts or approve them. So it makes it function a little bit easier. Now, if you're doing a lot of invoicing and everything else, their early plan, their beginning plan is going to cap you only at 20 invoices. But, that early plan and everything can start at like $20 a month, which really isn't bad. And then, if you go up to the next plan up, you're talking about $47 a month. And now you got unlimited invoicing and quotes. But you're going to have to rely on a third party for like Gusto or somebody for payroll. But good news is, I've talked to my rep over at Xero, and Gusto is now integrated with Xero. So you're going to be able to do your payroll right there from your Xero account. And for what you're going to be able to use and do. Now, we talk about reporting and everything else. The reporting on this really gives you some flexibility. It allows you to do reports. Now, if you're maybe running multiple entities, it allows you to do reports that you can use over multiple entities. But for your entity, you'll be able to do comparisons year to year, month to month. Things that you can definitely look at to decide, hey, is this, right for my business? Now, it does have a basic inventory management capability in it. But you can also add modules in here, including like job costing. It does give you a free trial and no setup fees. And navigation is very much user friendly. It's really nice to be able to go in and see, and you've got a dashboard, and you'll be able to see right there what's happening even in your bank accounts. If you link your accounts, the functionality within Xero allows you to be able to sit there and bring those transactions real time as it's going through your bank if you got it linked. And then you'll be able to say, hey, yes, bring that in, reconcile, match it, all that. And it's done there on that dashboard. You just click on that account, including your credit cards and other things. So it's really nice. Now, you're kind of limited in the starting plan, also to 2,000 transactions per month. And then it doesn't give you paid notification alerts. But if you are in Xero, you are again going to be using something different for collections. So you may be integrating with PayPal, Stripe, GoCardless, and they can click on the link on their invoice and pay it directly through one of those services. But any service that you use, you can modify your invoice to be able to allow them to be able to go pay it directly from whatever provider you're using, and they can go in and pay that invoice through again, like PayPal, Stripe, GoCardless. And I'm not recommending any of those because sometimes those fees can be really high on those services. So it's not something that I would recommend. Oh, my dog's okay, but it's one of those days. But Xero does give you that flexibility. Now they have some other higher plans out there. The Xero fees out there, can get up to $80, $90 a month for the highest plan. And, you just got to decide, what kind of plan that you need to be on. And being on those plans can be a benefit for you. It does, the other nice thing about Xero's accounting software, it does also deal with, other currencies as well. So if you're looking at the different plans, your early plan is $25, your growing is $55, and your established is now $90. And it's not per user. It is for the software. So if you got multiple people using it, it doesn't matter which one of them you can go through and do. Now, remember the early plan, you're limited to 20. Any of the other plans going out, you're going to have unlimited. You can accept invoice payments online using a third-person provider. Early plan only allows you to do 5 bills, but you're talking about the difference between 25 and 55. Go with the 55 that's out there, and they can save you some money too because they have some discounts and everything else out there. Another nice thing that they have embedded in here is 1099 management, W-9 management. They're going to be doing some stuff out there with 1099s and everything, so you can do that. You can customize your graphs and dashboards in the higher plans that are out there. So, hey, this is what I go through and recommend. So really, really makes it nice. And the nice part is Gusto is now becoming integrated into Xero. Now, the fun part is when you're sitting down and looking at this, is how much time do you want to spend doing this? Do you want to spend your time doing bookkeeping, or would you rather streamline it? Would you rather have a professional that's out there working with you? That's something you've got to evaluate. What is your time worth? What is your freedoms worth? If your freedom isn't worth what you're going to pay for somebody to do a service like this for you, then do it yourself. Just remember, you might be missing more expenses, or you're recording too many expenses, and then you end up with higher taxes or an audit. And was it worth it to do it? It's the things you've got to go through and evaluate. If you are a trucker, owner, operator, hey, I recommend all the time, because I know how it is. We're at the truck shows. We're talking to truckers daily. I present at OOIDA, Owner Operator Independent Drivers Association, and talking to truckers about bookkeeping and taxes, teaching people how to do this themselves and what's the right way to do this. And one of the biggest things that I get is my freedom and my time is worth much more than the little bit that Trucker Tax Tools is going to be charging. So get a service, get somebody that's going to stand behind you and know what is the right deductions taken for your business. And it doesn't matter whether you're a trucker, you're a retailer, you're a consultant, and whatever other business you may be in, using a bookkeeping service becomes worthwhile as long as they know what they're doing. And you know, you're not having to pay the costs of $50 a month for a software where the bookkeeping and tax firm is going to absorb that into their fees for the most part. And so if you're in QuickBooks and you're paying over $125 a month for your software and you can get it for $55, there's a savings for you right there as well. So at Trucker Tax Tools, give us a call. We got great specials going on. You call us at 877-966-2477. Again, 877-966-2477 to get your bookkeeping on track. Your bookkeeping is your GPS to your financial freedom, your financial wealth, knowing where you're going to go. Hey, you know, show and time runs so quick, and we have so much fun. We try to get out so much information. And, you know, I know you can't necessarily be here every day, all the time when we are on. So you can connect with us at taxtalk4u.com. Go follow us over there. Go to our Facebook page or Instagram or TikTok and see us and get our information out there. Watch our podcasts. You can go to iHeart and all the other podcast hosting sites and look for Tax Talk 4U. We're on Mondays, every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time right here on W4CY Radio. So don't forget to join us. If you've followed us over at taxtalk4u.com, you get reminders of the show coming up, and then join us every single week, Mondays, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Also, if you connect with us over at Trucker Tax Tools or taxationsolutions.net, again, our Facebook pages will show these programs right there live on our Facebook page as well. So give you multiple opportunities to find us. Hey, I thank you. You have a God blessed and glorious week. Hey, when you have the time, spend that time, enjoy the family. This is the time of the year to do it more than any other time. Take the downtime to do that. Get out of bookkeeping. Call us at Trucker Tax Tools. Let us handle it. And we'll see you next week right here at W4CYRadio.com at 10 a.m. Eastern time, Mondays. See you next week.
Are you an individual or business that wants to understand taxes and how they affect you? Are you looking for specific tax advice for self-employed, business owners, and truckers? Are you behind on taxes and your bookkeeping? Are you dealing with the IRS and ready to have some relief? Then you need Tax Talk for You, hosted by tax and trucker expert Barry G. Fowler, EA. Tune in 10 a.m. Eastern Time every Monday right here on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Don't forget to check this and past episodes at taxtalk4u.com. See you next week at W4CY.com.